gets ready to throw down here in Germany as he comes off the line. This incredible Toyota GT6 will pop a flame, the anti-lag banging as Jack Shanahan fires down. Look at the angle on initiation, slams on the foot brake, keeps that car under control as he now works his way around that long outside zone into the wall. Shanahan flicks it back, outside zone 4 coming up, nice line so far from Shanahan as a tail light reflects off the wall, flicks it, big angle, uses the angle to slow the car down, now gets into 6, runs a whole back bumper along the wall, and once again on that final outside zone.
Another driver that's got that gearing dialed. Just on the limiter the whole way through.
Two other guys that can beat me. I'm going to go out, go Hail Mary. I'm going to throw it all out. I'm going to throw caution to the wind as he slams through the gears. Jack Shanahan goes for it. Whoa! 98 degrees to the wall. Gets it wrong. Sparks off the wall. Throws it all in. And he did. He did exactly what we thought. He Hail Maried it straight into the wall. He took the tail lights out of it. The back end's completely smooshed.
You called it, man.
I just know what Jack Shanahan's going to do when he's sitting that high up in the order.
Yeah, he's predictably unpredictable.
Yeah,
right off another car, and it's maybe not worth it. I mean, that battle may have cost him the championship. So
yeah, certainly so. There we go. You can see start line Marshall Martin breaking the beam to get a clear green light. Shanahan's going to fulfill a full pass of the circuit, and that team worked incredibly quick to repair the damage on the back of that car after he rubbed the wall.
Yeah.
That's all he has to do. Initiate, fulfill the first outside zone, prove that the car works, and then he'll go back to the line, ready to do the battle with his brother.
The question is, does he run it as is? Do we swap tires around at this point, or do you think not enough championship? This is bragging rights at the kitchen table.
Oh, certainly is. This is for sibling rivalry. Well, here we go. The lights start to illuminate. We get a green light. It's going to be Connor Shanahan to lead out Jack Shanahan for the final of our qualifying showdown. Look at this. Jack Shanahan straight onto the back bumper of Connor as they fire in. A little stall up from Connor, and it holds off Jack. Now Jack starts to apply the pressure as Connor goes for that wide line. A good transition, but Jack Shanahan's with him. He can't be shaken as he almost makes contact in outside zone 4. They go wheel to wheel, and they go for the transition. It didn't even make sense. Jack really pulling the whole front end of the car as he buries the wheel into the door across the line.
Equal machinery, equal upbringing, equal training. Everything is equal between these two, and that will always make for one of the best battles we're ever going to see.
Final run of our qualifying showdown. They spin the wheels off the line. They get through the gears, and here we go for the final run of the evening as they fire through. Look at this from Connor straight onto the door of Jack. He's closer than Jack was before as they fire into the outside zone. Look at the line from Jack Shanahan though. Nice and deep into those zones, but Shanahan, Connor's with him onto the door as he's glued the front wheel to the passenger door and the driver door of that GT86 into outside zone 5 goes Jack Shanahan. But look at this from Connor. Connor can't be shaken across the line.
It's exactly it. It's just a mirror image of what just happened. I mean, one driver picks
a big sigh there, a big wiggle, a big reset. The door slams shut on that Toyota GT86 2JZ, ready to sing as Shanahan launches that car off the line. Through the gears comes Jack Shanahan as he flicks it to angle. We see him last night in that qualifying showdown. Wow, look at the initiation from Shanahan. He's up and gone. And David Spossop, no answer at the moment. As Shanahan goes for the wall now, Spossop trying to reel in the Irishman. As David Spossop looks for the side of Jack Shanahan's GT86, nosing in that S15, and through the smoke comes Spossop, but scared himself a little bit, backs out now, has to get back into it. As Spossop shallows up the angle, Shanahan brings it across the line.
Holy Jack Shanahan.
Just a man, just putting it out there. Here we go, off the line, food for thought this weekend. They come through the gears. Spossop leads them down. The Polishman fires that car in, and Shanahan now starts to tuck that GTA6 into the pocket. Big dive from Shanahan, a big clutch kick. As Spossop goes nice and wide, Shanahan flicks it through. As Shanahan goes for the front wheel. Look at this from Spossop though, really nice line, full commitment. Shanahan a little wobble there in outside zone 4 as he fires through, and then again another flick from Shanahan, dives down to the front wheel, kick into the side of that S15 as he glues into the door. Jack Shanahan with the deep breathing, and then the pure frustration, the slapping of the helmet, the punch of the steering wheel of Espen Road. They slam the cars into gear, they get the green light. Shanahan leaves the line and moves down the barrel as he fires that car into initiation. Espen Road lost a little bit on the initiation, has to sacrifice the outside zone. Shanahan deep, look at the line from Jack Shanahan, it's absolutely beautiful as Espen Road goes for a dive onto the back bumper of the GTA6 into outside zone 4 as Espen Road now looks for the front wheel. Can he find it? He can't, but he makes a dive through the smoke and he mistimes it ever so slightly. Shanahan opens the throttle once again. Espen Road goes for the front wheel and across the line.
Wow, Jack Shanahan, I mean, the best and worst part of
Shanahan will start to creep, and there we go, both cars pop up into gear and through the gears. They come down for initiation. Shanahan left though in a cloud of smoke as Espen Road sticks into the wall. Shanahan now desperately desperately trying to play catch-up, and he does, as he finds the door of Espen outside zone 3. They fire through the smoke, fire towards the wall. Espen on a brave lead line, but it opens the door for Jack Shanahan as Shanahan squeezes and works his way into the gap as he now puts the GTA 6 right where it needs to be, onto the door, onto the front wheel, across the line.
Well, we might have been worried about tires, but Jack Shanahan sure was not.
They were not worried about tires, let me tell you that. He knows that he likes to lead first, and Shanahan sits on the line and he waits for that green light as Mika Keski-Korpi starts to creep. The Finnish driver wants to get this job done as he slams through the gears and flicks that car to initiation already. Shanahan down into outside zone 1, a little shallow, but Mika Keski-Korpi checks himself up and has to get back into it. As Shanahan goes nice and wide into outside zone 3, goes for the transition back, flicks it to angle. Mika Keski-Korpi on the inside, shallowing up the angle, trying to hang with the pace from Jack Shanahan as Keski-Korpi now once again lost in the smoke, goes for the dive, goes for the side of that GT86 as Keski-Korpi gets there across the line.
Oh man, this is already shaping up to be one of the best battles that we're going to see tonight. Jack Shanahan
as Keski-Korpi now leads out. Jack Shanahan through the gears down into initiation. Big flick from both guys. They stand on the throttle. Shanahan puts more angle at it to slow the car down as he now glues it to the side. Mika Keski-Korpi with Shanahan on the foot brake has to slow the car down. Now loses some ground from Mika Keski-Korpi as Keski-Korpi goes for that full throttle transition into outside zone 4. Put flat to the floor for Keski-Korpi as he flicks it towards outside zone 5. But now the Irishman is with him. He's onto the door as Keski-Korpi goes for the final outside zone. Shanahan is right with him.
Yeah, Mika Keski-Korpi, I mean, I guess.
Give me the tea. I want to know everything. Here we go. They're on the line. They're ready to go. It's going to be Shanahan to take down Piero Viensek. Can he do it? He said he's not going to stop until the job is done, and they fire into initiation. And look at that from Viensek. He's on the outside zone, but there's a wobble, and Shanahan has to back out, but now reins him back in and gets back into the fight as Shanahan goes for the door. Oh, big dive from Shanahan in outside zone 4. We've not seen anyone do that. Shanahan goes for it once again, goes for the big flick, and Peter puts it towards the wall, to the wall to final outside zone, and Shanahan's with him.
All right, this is what I expected. Jack just to go crazy, to just unleash.
As these guys can't wait for the green light, and Shanahan will now lead out Piero Viensek at a spot for the final. Awaits for one of these guys. It's an early initiation for Viensek as he fires onto the door of Shanahan. There's no mistakes from Shanahan though, as he puts it right to the edge of the circuit. And look at the lead line from Jack Shanahan as Viensek though dives through the smoke onto the front wheel, and he does repay the favour. He does what Shanahan did as they fire back once again. Viensek throwing everything at it. He wants it. He's hungry for it. But the lead line from Shanahan is absolutely flawless.
This is all out war.
We wait to get the thumbs up all round, and we do, and the lights start to illuminate as they pop green. It's going to be Fiona to lead them off, and through the gears they come. They've felt each other out once already, and now they know how this one's going to play. And look at the angle from Shanahan. He's almost backwards onto the wall. No mistakes from Peter this time as they both get into it. No messing around, straight into those outside zones. Both cars on the rev limit as they enter outside zone, and Shanahan's closer than he was before. Now backs off, gives him the room to manoeuvre, but almost takes a backhand off the Supra. Shanahan said he was going to blow the doors off Peter, and he almost has across the line.
They're stepping up
final
again.
as the light goes green. It's going to be Shanahan to lead out Viensek for a spot in the final. Both cars pop a flame on initiation. They fire down. Shanahan on it nice and early, dives in the angle, but look at Viensek. He's with him, touches the foot brake, dips the front end of that Supra onto the side of that GT86 as they fire up back onto the wall again. Outside zone 4, nice and early from Shanahan, but it opens the door for Viensek as Viensek's absolutely glued to the side of Jack Shanahan. A nice transition, but Shanahan's deeper onto the wall. Viensek can't be shaken. The Polishman's with him across the line.
What a back and forth here, because
multiple championships. The lights get flickered, the car slammed into gear, the green light goes, and it's going to be Connor Shanahan to lead out Jack Shanahan for a spot on the top step of the podium. And already a gap's opened up as Connor fires down, but now Jack starts to rein in his brother as he squeezes the accelerator and looks for that perfect lead line that Connor put on last night as they fire into outside zone 4. Jack finds the door, takes a step in and starts to push his brother across the circuit. Connor fires into outside zone 6 and Jack's with him as he goes for the front wheel. It's Shanahan on Shanahan across the line.
This is no games, this is no strategy, this is just two brothers going head to head and battling it out in front of all of these people.
Could this be the final run of round 6 2025 as they come off the line? It's going to be Jack Shanahan to lead out his brother Connor, and Connor fires it in onto the back wheel already, but look at the lead line from Jack Shanahan as he puts it to the wall. Now Connor loses some ground, he starts to regain it as he shortcuts the circuit, but look at the flawless line into outside zone 4 from Jack Shanahan. Connor's with him, onto the front wheel he goes, he pops through the smoke on transition. Jack Shanahan finds the edge of the circuit, but Connor's buried onto the door. Connor Shanahan pushes Jack across the line.
Yeah, this is what we expected. Jack Shanahan, just a masterful lead